Welcome high schoolers to our unit in golf. Today we're going to do putting, and putting is the most important thing in golf because it ends our hole. When we're playing 18 holes, this ends our score on that hole, and it gets the ball into the hole, and once that's done, it ends the score. And did you know the longest putt recorded was 110 feet, which is about 36 yards? So imagine putting from like the end zone of a football field and putting all the way to the 36-yard line. That's pretty insane for a putt. And before we begin, I'll go over our stop and go signals. Our start signal, or the go signal, is when I say go. Everybody do what I instruct you to do. When I say stop, I want you to have your equipment at your feet. For example, our putter, and the ball's what we have. And today we are going to go over grip first, and then after that we're going to go over power. And to do power, I'll show you, we'll go over 2 activities. And to start, we will do grip. So for grip, everybody, I want your equipment like so. I want you to sandwich your club, the handle, and have your palms together like this and your thumbs together. And if you're right-handed, I want you to have your left hand toward the bottom and your right hand toward the top. So it's like this, you slide down, and then I want your palm right here, the palm of your thumb, over your other thumb, just like that. You have your hands close together, just like that. This is called a cross-hand grip. Cross-hand because normally you would have your right hand under there, your right hand on the bottom, but we are doing cross-hand grip, which is your opposite hand toward the bottom and your dominant hand on top. So right-handed, I said. You have your non-dominant hand, left hand on the bottom, right hand toward the top. And because cross-hand helps us not bend our wrists, because bending our wrists during putting is inconsistent when we're putting short range, because when we're putting short range, it is hard to gauge how much power you are doing when you're bending your wrists. And keeping straight wrist is the key to putting. And so for left-handers like me, or other people, we are going to have our palms together again, thumbs, and you have your right hand on the bottom and your left hand on top. So just like that, hands close together. You have the palm of your thumb over your other thumb, just like so. And let's practice that. So when I say go, everybody get your putters and try it out. Cross-hand grip. Ready, go. Everyone stop. Equipment at your feet. Thank you for listening. Now that we're all familiar with our grip and we're a little bit accustomed to it, we're going to move on to our first activity. First activity being putting through gates. As you can see, I put gates up with the tees we have. And before we start putting, I'm going to go into 3 cues we should be focusing on when we're putting. The first cue is keep your head down. So when we're putting, we do not lift our head up when we putt. We do not follow the ball as we putt because we might miss the ball or might not hit the ball solid. We want to hit the ball solid. To do that, we keep our head down all the way through, and then we can look up. And remember, the ball is not moving that slowly, so once you hit the ball and you follow through, you can look up after that. But keep your head down so you can make good contact with the ball. Again, cue number 1, keep your head down. Cue number 2, we are going to rock our shoulders. So when you putt, think of a pendulum like a grandfather clock in a straight line, back and forth, just like that. And without your putter, you can just keep your arms loose in your stance and just back and forth. Just think of like a clock, like a pendulum. Rock your shoulders, kind of like a baby, like you're rocking a baby. Easy, right? So again, cue number 1, keep your head down when you're putting. Cue number 2, rock your shoulders like a baby. Rock it. And then cue number 3, we are not going to bend our wrists, because if we bend our wrists, like I said, it is hard to navigate our power especially when we're close up when we're putting. So with this cross-hand grip we have, again, for right-handers, it's left hand down. Left-handers, it's right hand down. We're not going to bend our wrists, so we're going to go rock a baby, just like that. Try not to go back and forth like this. We do not need to do that. Gives it too much power, like I said, calculation. So again, cue number 1, keep your head down. When you go putting, all the way down. Cue number 2, we are gonna Rock your shoulders just like a baby. Pendulum, straight line. And cue number 3, we are not going to bend our wrists. That being said, we are going to apply it in this activity. We are going to have the ball set up just on the first gate right here. We're going to focus on getting that putter through the gate. So without the ball, you're going to putt, have the putter go through the gate, and that's 1 point. We're going to keep track of points. So, putt, have that putter go through the gate, and if you get through the first gate, you get another point. So demonstrate. Put your ball lined up. First gate. Cross hand grip. Remember those cues. Head down. Rock your shoulders. And don't bend your wrists. So, through the gate. Through the other gate. Boom. 1 point through the gate. Another point through this gate. And we are, so power, if we have our power within our putting, we never want to underputt a putt, because if we underputt, we'll never have a chance to make it. For example, if you underputt it and it lands right here, you never had a chance to make it in the first place. So you always want to overputt your putts, because you always have a chance. So if you get a putt and it misses, but it lands in this area where these tees are, you get another point. Again, I'll show you left-handed this time. So left-handed, right hand down. Let's try our cues again. Head down, rock your shoulders, and don't bend your wrists. There you go. And see, I putted it just before that line, and that means I get 1 point, 2 point, 3 point. And if you make it in the hole, you get 2 points. So when I say go, I want you to get a partner and line up behind 2 people. So yeah, partner, 2 people, line up behind one of the gates. I have multiple gates set up at different holes. And I want you to take turns with each 3 of your balls and see how many points you can rack up, and do 2 rounds. So 1 round being you do all 3 balls on one partner and the other partner, and then go through it twice. And when I say stop, I want you guys to put your equipment at feet, and I'll let you know. So go find a partner and go practice. Everyone stop, equipment at your feet. Thank you for listening. We're going to move on to our next activity. We're going to focus on power again, including our cues and grip. And the next activity is called the clockwork drill. As you can see, there are balls all in a circle, or kind of a circle, cross. And there are different distances, short and long. And when I say go, we're going to have 1 person at each corner. As you can see, 1 person right here, 1 person right here, 1 person right here, and 1 person right here. And we have those people there, and they're all at each hole. We have the clockwork drill. We're going to take turns putting at each station, or at least, not each station, at each distance, 1 being the short, 1 being the long, and we're going to compete with each other again. Anytime we get the ball in the hole, it is going to be a point, and that's it. If you miss, you don't get a point. We're going to take turns, so everybody's going to start at either the long range or the short range, and we're going to go in a circle. So, say the first person goes up, they putt, bam, 1 point. The next person goes up, say they're a lefty, bam, 1 point. And make sure you take the balls out too, because if you don't, you might not make one. And so you go next hole, bam. Oh no, misses, doesn't get a point. So you go, so everybody goes in the short first or the long. It's up to that group. And then when they got their points, move the balls out of the way, and then go on to the long putts. Just like so. Remember the cues. Head down, rock your shoulders, and don't bend your wrists. So, that's lefty, now we try righty. Or lefty and righty. This is lefty. Go. my head down. So go find a partner, get to your corner, and start practicing. And let's do 2 rounds again. Everybody stop, equipment at your feet. Thank you for going out today for this lovely evening of our golf unit and working on putting. And I want you all to gather around. I'm going to answer some questions as we close from our 2 activities. There's a lot to practice, a lot to think about. Putting in golf is a very finicky thing to do and to stay consistent at. But with the cues and our grip, we are sure to do it and stay consistent and putt those nice, cool putts. So first question, what were the cues that we learned today? First cue was keep your head down. Remember, we don't want to lift our head while we're putting too quickly because we might miss the ball, might not hit it solid on our putter, and we won't be consistent. Consistency is the key. Cue number two was rock your shoulders like you're rocking a baby, pendulum, straight back, straight forward, straight back and forth. Number 3, our cue number 3 was don't bend your wrists. Remember, you don't want to bend your wrists because it's hard to stay consistent with the power in short ranges. Good. Okay, question number 2. What was the longest recorded putt in golf? Correct, it was 110 feet or 36 yards. Pretty long putt, as you could tell from the 15-yard putt or 15 feet putt we did and the 5-foot putt we did. It was pretty hard sometimes to get consistently, but as you work on it, you'll always get better as we keep practicing. Question number 3. If you are right-handed, what hand goes toward the bottom of the club? Correct. We are doing our cross hand grip, so it is our opposite non-dominant hand, so it is our left, just like so. And as you can guess, what would be, question number 4, what would be the opposite of that for left-handers? What hand would go on the bottom, what hand would go on the top? It would be our right hand on the bottom, left hand on top, just like so. And for question number 5, did you guys have fun? Because I did, and this concludes our lesson. Good job, guys.